Kyabje Zong Sanje Shindo Medembo Yen Ruwan Namda Shinla Juba Juye Dam Guru Rana Mendala Kamni Alaya
Maseja Tamaji Luzuba Sanje Gumuru Vision Tobacha. They said Tambechu Namba Tabasa Nabe Kunu Janju, which never said on the Sambara show.
So we should listen to this teaching of Dharma with the aspiration to attain enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings.
Da Kasanganzo Soshin de Shusarimba, Soshin de Rangadola, Lama Way is the Jidani Sevu Shingamareti.
Lord, and the party. Lord, no.
Tantra said outside Sanjay Johnson singing the set about Sangi Tagayabari, Remado, Chetangua Yomari.
So, yesterday we have completed the visualization part, and actually there are many details or many figures that must visualize. So it is quite a lot of details in there. So it is difficult from the beginning for us to visualize things very clearly, very precisely. But that doesn't matter. One most important thing is once the They want the devotion and faith and devotion and the feeling of the presence of the triple gem, the presence of the Guru in front of us. And so that's the most important. If we have that, actually we don't need to invite the Guru from anywhere. Wherever one wishes the Guru to be, out of a devoted state of mind, there is the Guru right there in front, or Buddha is right there in front. One does not need to invite them from anywhere. However, there is an invitation part in here. So although in reality it's not necessary to invite the Buddhas from anywhere, because Buddhas are everywhere, wherever one wishes them to be. And but here the invitation is to to clarify, or to clarify certain doubts or the conceptions of our own mind, because because those the gurus or the Buddhas that are already there in front, we still may think that this is just like imagination, that one has visualized them by one's own mind, so maybe it is not very valuable, or it's not a real Buddha, or it's not real Guru, it's just my own imagination. That sort of doubts or conceptions we have in the mind. So to clarify that kind of doubt, to purify that kind of negative conception, then we sort of invite, we ask the Buddhas to come from outside, or to feel more comfortable in our mind.
So
actually, Buddha's, even a part of Buddha's consciousness or a Buddha mind is fully omniscient and is all perceiving. And the other highly realized beings, like bodhisattvas, who are not fully enlightened, although their wisdom is also very powerful, but still they have not accomplished this very the power, or this very capacity of the mind, that even a smallest sort of part of their mind is fully omniscient and all perceiving all phenomena simultaneously. This is a very distinguished quality of Buddha mind. And also a distinguished quality of the Buddha mind is that wherever the Buddha mind reach, or Buddha mind sort of pervade, that is also the form of the Buddha also pervades where the mind pervades. So they go together. There's no separation. So Buddha's omniscient mind pervades all existence, all phenomena. So at the same time, the Buddha's form or Buddha's body also, since the Buddha mind and the body are not of separate. They are not separate things, but of one entity, one nature. So wherever mind pervades, the body also reaches there, or body also pervades. Because Buddha body is not like ordinary body, not a physical body, is not a gross body. It's so it is it's the real form, the body of the Buddha, or the rupa of the Buddha, is free from all the matter. It's not composed of all the material substance, atoms.
고당 토지 모직 제대로 산재 공원에 들이 산재 공원에 전에 되는 주매고리 주매 산재 주매고당 던지요세니 모직도 초도 송주도 지상고 고들이.
So Buddha's ultimate body is what is called illusory body. So this is the body which is of the wisdom nature. It's not of the material nature, but it is the wisdom nature which is inseparable from its mind.
산재게 고당 토게 나가 사지 바당 추 탐지라베 체베 주주 요르마도 가시살라 산재요 가시살라 산재 매바트네 말에.
So therefore Buddha's mind, Buddha's body also pervades all phenomena. There's no place, no object which is unpervaded or unseized by Buddha's body mind.
But actually
the wisdom body of the Buddha is so subtle that even the great bodhisattvas who have attained very high stage are also incapable of seeing it or incapable of perceiving it. So the ultimate body of the Buddha, the ultimate Sambhogakaya body, which has the 7 qualities or the 7 qualities of the union. So this is something which is perceivable only by an omniscient mind, only by a Buddha mind, but not by any ordinary state of mind. So therefore, for the benefit of sentient beings, from other sentient beings, Buddhas appear. The Buddha mind, this ultimate body, appears in manifest body or nirmanakaya, in different manifest body. So in nirmanakaya, so nirmanakaya or the manifest body, there are different kinds. For example, there is supreme nirmanakaya, what we call supreme nirmanakaya in Tibet, Chok Tulku, supreme manifest body. That is like the body of Shakyamuni, although it is a human body, but with certain extraordinary qualities. And then there is also the body, or what is called wisdom dharmakaya, the wisdom dharma body. That refers to Buddha's mind on all its qualities, such as compassion, and the wisdom, and these sort of inner qualities of Buddha mind. That is the wisdom dharma body of the Buddha. So it is like a consciousness. It's like in our level, it's like our mind or the consciousness. So and then there is what is called Ngo Niku, the body of the very entity, Ngo Niku. So it's like the ultimate entity. So this refers to Buddha's the ultimate cessation which the Buddha has attained. The Buddha mind has attained the ultimate level of cessation. That means it has seized all the obstacles. Every levels of the obstacles are all completely seized. So this cessation, that state of non-existence of the obstacles, is called Ngo Niku. That is the body of the ultimate, the essential body or the ultimate entity.
어딜베 그래 바차 사병도 제바 참마도 방네 야 지지 매바 때문에도 당 차를 상제게.
So this means the obstacles such as klesha avarhana, that is obstacle of the delusions like the mental distortions that we have, such as attachment, hatred and so on, that is one level of obstacle. And then there is still there's more subtle level, even when we abandon these gross level of mental distortions or the delusions, but still there is still the very subtle obstacle which is very difficult to deal with. It is the imprint, it's the imprint of those delusions, which is eradicated only at the time of attaining full enlightenment. So Buddha has attained, Buddha is one who has eradicated all those levels, even the most subtle obstacle completely sort of ceased and eradicated. So he has attained the state of the ultimate cessation.
So
that cessation or that purity, which is the ultimate purity, which is completely free from all defilement, that state of purity is the essential body, or the body of entity. So in short, all the Buddha's forms or bodies are divided in two. So that means the physical or the form body is a form body and the dharma body. So form body, there are two: Sambhogakaya, which is very sort of subtle body of the Buddha, which cannot be perceived by ordinary mind, and then there is the manifest body, in different forms, which can be also encountered, can be perceived by ordinary beings. So those are the Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, that is the form body, form aspect of the Buddha's body, and then there is the Dharmakaya, which is the wisdom and the cessation. So when usually we speak of the triple bodies of the Buddha, the three bodies of the Buddha, then it refers to this manifest body, and then the Sambhogakaya body, the higher state of Buddha's body, form body, and then the Dharmakaya, the Dharma body. So those three are called the three bodies of the Buddha. So sometimes we hear, we speak about the four bodies of the Buddha. Like may I attain the four bodies of the Buddha. Like this, it comes in the prayers. Then it refers to the true form body. The first, the Nirmanakaya, the manifest body, and the Sambhogakaya body. And then the Dharmakaya, or the Dharma body, is divided in two. Like its cessation aspect, that it's cessation of obstacle, and its realization, or the wisdom aspect, dividing it into two. It's actually two aspects of the same mind. So if you divide that in two, the sort of cessation aspect and the realization aspect, then there are two. So that makes four kayas, or the four bodies of the Buddha. So actually the Buddha's the qualities of his body, mind, speech and so on is it is so vast and profound, which is difficult to comprehend with our ordinary state of mind, and also it is so so vast and so much to even to explain the qualities of the Buddha. However, we need to know the essential the meaning of the Buddha's qualities of his body and mind, because without that we even cannot take a proper refuge in a proper way, because if we don't know to whom, in what you are taking refuge and what kind of qualities is there in that object of refuge, we can't take the refuge completely. So it is important for us to know about these perfections of the Buddha. So now you have learned the four bodies of the Buddha. There are two form bodies and two sort of wisdom aspect of the body, of the wisdom aspect of the body, which is divided in two, like cessation, all the cessation of the obstacles. That is one body, which is also called the essential body, and also the shunyata nature. The Buddha mind is also free from, or free, it is also free, void of inherent existence. It's also shunyata. It's not inherently existing, it's not independently existing. Like any other phenomena, Buddha mind is also a void of inherent existence. That voidness, or the shunyata of the Buddha mind, is also the essential body, can be counted also an essential body of the Buddha. So the shunyata is the very, like the essence or the ultimate nature of every phenomena and every level of the mind. Our present mind, which is still ignorant and which is still with the delusions, this mind is also void of inherent existence. Its ultimate nature is voidness, the shunyata, empty of inherent existence. And when we progress on the path and attain certain realization, attain the state of bodhisattvas, so that state of mind is also void of inherent existence. And when we attain the fully enlightened state of Buddhahood, still that's the continuity of the mind is still void of inherent existence, void of true existence. So that is the ultimate nature of all mind, all levels of the mind, which doesn't change.
Sanje tosim ranjini madruba, tangaransu samba ranjini madruba, zu ranjini madruba, chu tanje ranjini madruba sayari, ranjini madruba chibari, tobe parda zang mado, yu rangani ranjini su madruba inza, kasinga tonye kol shayima, tegana yungani su rangwanta madruba, nan rada chara ke yomari chigore. So
in that respect, the Buddha's omniscient mind, also being void of inherent existence, and our ignorant mind also being void of inherent existence, and also the outer object, such as the form, sound, they are also void of inherent existence. So, so altogether, all phenomena is void of every existence, or void of inherent existence. So in that respect, there is no difference. They are completely same, that their ultimate nature is void, the emptiness or shunyata. In that respect, there is no difference. So Tongpa and Tongshi. Tongpa is the emptiness, and Tongshi is the base of the emptiness. So although the emptiness itself, there is no difference, the emptiness of the Buddha, emptiness of ourselves, there is no difference, but the difference in the base of the emptiness, that for example, that our mind, which is also void of inherent existence, the base of this emptiness is our mind, and the shunyata of the Buddha mind, the base is the Buddha mind, and the shunyata of the vase or some other object, the base is the vase or whatever that is. So in the base, the base of the shunyata is different. It has many different aspects, different qualities. However, the nature, the shunyata, or this being in free or void of inherent existence, there is no difference in all the kind of So at the present, the base, what is wrong is in the base of our emptiness, which is the mind, our mind at the present stage, although it is void of inherent existence, its nature is shunyata, but the base itself, the mind, in its relative level, it is still completely completely in the delusions, completely sort of dominated by the different delusions, the ignorance and so on. So it's still not out of the problems. So at the present, although the nature of the mind is void or it's empty of inherent existence, but still the mind itself, the base, the mind itself is still has all the delusions, everything complete, nothing is missing. But when we, through the practice of Dharma, when we enter in the actual path and attain the first stage of accumulation, the preparation, and when we attain the path of seeing, the stage of seeing, then that stage when we become that when we attain the direct insight of the shunyata, then we become, that is the moment when we become an Arya, and Tholam to the Karakanami, Tholam Topsana, Pavachavrikanami. No. So then from there begins the actual abandonment of the obstacles. From there one begins then actually to abandon the delusions with the realization, with the direct realization of the shunyata. And so that is the moment when we become actually an Arya being, that means a superior, like a supreme being. And that is the moment we actually also become Sangha. We become a real Sangha. So from that moment, then we begin actually to seize the different levels of the delusions. Stage by stage, we actually begin to eradicate them completely. Not only just temporarily subdue them, but to eradicate them completely, so that there's no more returning. So then we really actually begins to attain the different levels of cessation, the actual levels of different the levels of the cessation. So that cessation is also void in its nature. That cessation is also the shunyata in its nature. But this is still not existing in us because we have not ceased any delusions. And so there's no cessations of that kind attained in our mind. So of course that is not the shunyata of that too.
Yang Papa le Saju Yore, Dina Sadam when you were Jubabado, Jar Sayore, Panja Riza Bangni, Bangba de Tarun Yore.
So when we reach the first stage of Arya, then one begins to actually eradicate all these different levels of the delusions. And as we eradicate them, seize all these different levels of delusions, we advance stage by stage towards the enlightenment, full enlightenment. The 10 bodhisattva bhumis, like 10 bodhisattva stages. So we attain those stages by eradicating those different levels of the delusions.
Bangja sim de tema pa tenro de bangru de bangba donye de yaru ne dangbo tema chinju ji bangbe bangbare den tema ni song ya bang de ganga ya bang de bangba de yaru chimbare sim ge tema da pa tenro sim de zong do ba thuru de ku de ge tema da de bangba de yaru ne zong zhong.
So then the cessation that we attain also become more more and more complete, more and more complete. As we eradicate those delusions, we attain greater or a higher and highest level of cessation. And so at the same time, the mind, which is the base of which is like the base of all these cessations, all these qualities, also become, when it's free from the different levels of the delusion, it becomes purer and purer, and it achieves all the wholesome qualities.
Da bangba de yaru chin janshu simba koran ya doba thori chin saju ya zhe ne koran sangje lue nyugo de janshu simba koran sangje song diba changma lo bangcha de bangcha zo bangba de yongsu zo ne bangba de ngu ni gu sia de.
So this way, when the bodhisattva attains state of full enlightenment, then the cessation, all the obstacles are completely eradicate. No more any obstacle or any imprint is left. So the cessation is complete. It's now achieved the ultimate level of the cessation.
So
then it becomes that cessation which is attained, then becomes what is called the essential body of the Buddha. The essential body of the Buddha is attained. Until that stage, we already, from the first stage of the Arya, we attain different levels of cessation, but it's still not complete, so it is not called the essential body of the Buddha.
Bangwati Harun Dugri. Simraji Dugri, they don't Trima, Kashachi, Lubu, Kasha, Yarun Dugri, Tunde, Shirahago Mareta. Tadanea, Taraj, Sim Timachida to Sumona, Chunia, Chazon to Nugua, be correct Nutan in Sonyori. Chanaya, Sanja, Sim the number Tanchimbi, Shili, Rindu, quitting a Diba Bamba, Moni Kucha. Chukula ni yunguya to Rede, to Sunaja, Netari de Shea, to Sirala de Chile, Chansu, Shirakumari, the Kayo Mare, Pechatang Gishi number Sukimato, Pishametangi, Tragensuke Shibukumare.
So at the present, although our mind is void of inherent existence, its nature is shunyata, but still but still we have not attained any level of cessation. That empty nature, it is just natural. It's natural sort of entity or the nature of the mind, like of any other phenomena. So that doesn't help. So that is its nature. So still the base mind is still with all the delusions. So through the practice of the Dharma, when we advance on the path and attains the Arya stage, then one begins to eradicate all these different layers of obstacle, which is in our mind, and then one attains the stages of the cessations, and finally, that is when it's fully perfected, it's completed. Then one attains the inner body, the essential body of the Buddha, which is one aspect of the Dharmakaya, Dharma body. That is the cessation. Another aspect is the realization or the wisdom, the pristine awareness or the wisdom of the Buddha, of Buddha mind, which perceives, capable of perceiving all phenomena and so on. That is the wisdom aspect. And the cessation from all the freedom from all the obstacles, that is the cessation aspect. Then we attain those qualities. However, this is just a little, very brief introduction to some of these important points, but as Olin said, it's actually wasting a little bit of time from the actual teaching. However, these are quite important for us to know, but to understand them completely and precisely, one needs to study the Dharma more extensively. Even in the even among the lamas in the monasteries, those who have really studied extensively the Dharma, they understand fully all these the meaning of these profound things. Those who have not studied very much have still difficulty to understand. So therefore, you need to study more about this. Difficult to comprehend, to sort of judge, to know from outside. However, if you go through a more extensive study and learning of the Dharma, this will still help you to give still a better idea, more precise, more correct idea of the about these things, which is important in our practice of Dharma.
다 상제의 연대인데 지단이제 매시 도구에 말에 개발수인의 가고래 레디네 싱마리 세자주요 말에 상로마도는 정루야고 제고인데 연대신 손은 저 대바랑 매번 누구래 인데서 연대 상로도는 배인 전부요래.
So although it is difficult to explain, difficult to understand, however, we can't just neglect them, because there's a very important point, because even taking refuge. If we don't know the qualities of the Buddha, then our taking refuge in something which we don't know what it really is, it's without much meaning. So therefore, we must learn more about, understand more exactly or correctly those qualities of the Buddha. Then when we take refuge in someone who has all these qualities, then there is more meaning, it's more beneficial.
다 인데서다 더르드나 상제지 고데라 모니고다 동반내지 고데 알리 민다지 야고지 롤 차토고 말에 루지고 쳔비 제베 롱주주베 고데네 오면시칸의 주요할 때 곧 마동거 봐 냥엘레는 자는 요 말에 대요래 오면신의 요래데 이내 고용원에게 내로 주메 고데 배추 탐질을 쳤는가 인사 산제 있고 요들이 그거 마셔서 요 말에 산제 있고 누구래 주고네 다 신자라랑 소수 삼바다 삼바 개월에다 개월 용을 산제 전에 제주 요래 개월 레게 요캔 그 조선은 산제 제주 매월에 냥엘다 수 땡그래 산제라 냥엘다야 요 말에디 주고 말한 수 레게 제게 배 주고라이네베 산지 초고 주고 대마인바 라마 기회신이 대마인바베 자단 리다 제 배사도 리다 신당 대 최연체를 주바요 산지 그 주발은 됐대 주님이 주세요 강가도 주고래.
So in short, the cessation which the Buddha has attained, that is the essential body or the void body, and then the subtle, the body of the Buddha, the subtle form body of the Buddha, Sambhogakaya, which its actual abode is Akanishta, but this subtle body, which is called illusory body, which is one with the mind, with Buddha mind, is something in fact which pervades all existence, all phenomena without exception. And so out of that, from that very the subtle body of the Buddha, then appears manifest body, Nirmanakaya, in different forms. So the Nirmanakaya is something which is which is sort of dependent, or which is related to the karma of the sentient beings. So they appear in different places and different times in different forms in relation with the karma of the sentient beings. So it appears when there are the karmas, when there are sentient beings with who has the karma actually to benefit from such a form, they appear. When that is finished, they pass away, like Buddhas who appear in the world and who pass away, who die or who pass away. Actually, the Buddha has actually transcended all these process of birth and death. But when he appears in an ordinary form, in a manifest form, which is sort of in relation with the karma of the sentient beings, and they appear, they show all these like the deeds of birth, death, and attaining enlightenment, this and that, according to the needs of the sentient beings. So this is something. It can appear in different forms. Sometimes in some special, like outstanding, extraordinary forms with the Buddhas, like Shakyamuni, or sometimes in very ordinary forms, like in form of one's teacher, in form of human beings, ordinary human beings, in forms of animals if necessary, or in any other forms like that, according to the needs of the sentient beings. They appear and they go. This is something dependent to the karma of the sentient beings in relation to the sentient beings. You the source of most auspicious Pinzo Delenjune
Ta Jende Tangurda, Lama Chopa Jende Punso Delenjune to Sungji, Tajo Lama Yidanku, Poker, Tujong Nishi Temper Show. That's another in
Ladun
Kuni Melepunso Delegation. Oh, yeah. That is a Jende Tang do Canon do Makaini, Shevadia Chojurete, Shoganile Omare. A son of a cage in the Nagon, Soshin Yonzo to do the set, Kangalojo and Remba Toga Hunche, Yigson Yuva. So now you saw Garsa, Teda was on Tsem. We was a Kyabje Rajan and the Bombatan, Rajan and the Yeshiva, Chandra Irme, Dembachuri injury, Bombatan, Chandra Churina, Tichio. What did it change? So we visualize the Om Ah Hum, the symbols of Vajra body, speech, and mind in all this assembly in their body, and then from the Hum in their chest, rays of light go out and invites all the wisdom being from outside, the Buddhas from outside, the wisdom being which absorb in them. So each of whom emits rays of light which hook-like draw forth from your celestial abode all your actual meditational bodhisattvas, Buddhas, you merge to become firmly fixed here before me. So, however, the rays of light go out, invite the jnana sattvas, the wisdom beings from outside, from various Buddha fields in all directions, and then they absorb in each of them. That is the visualization part. Toga Hongile was a part of my Choju Shinkan, Nakatamja Chabni, and the Teo Basu, Teo Choju Shinkan, Yube, Sanjeta, Chanchu, Simbata, Bao, the Nanjo Bata, Chuju, Sumata Java, Lama Chopa, Soshin, Seta, Jayabati, Benake Kankawaza, Sujan Chayungwari. So these rays of light invite or bring back the Buddhas from all directions, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Dakinis, all in different forms,
different the manifestations are invited from various different places, from various different abodes of the Buddha, from various different worlds. They are invited. No.
Lama Chopa Tsoshin Chatsang Reri Da Lama Lusang Dojin Zote, Jermuchi Ulma Chig Tim, Ta Najan, Jamba Ultin, Jayang Ultin, Lama Reri, Yedang Rimul, Yego Jabel, Redum, Tsoshin Chatsang Rima Ding Shabori.
Tsoshin Chatsang
Chatsang Dao Yoma again, Yoma, Temu Junile, Tsoshin Chatsang, Treshu Yongele Chatsang, so I just going to invite the chance.
So we invite the assembly from everywhere, from 10 directions. We invite from above, from below, from middle, from everywhere. We invite a complete like a set of the assembly, and a complete set of the whole sort of assembly is absorbed in each of them. So the Guru in the center, in that also absorbs a whole assembly, and in each of them, on a whole assembly, if we visualize that the whole assembly is absorbed in each of them, then one feels better in that way, because that each of them is actually embodiment of all. So for that reason, then we should think that one whole assembly is absorbed into each deities, in each gurus.
That Punso Dilen Junet to Saja Lama Ida Gojo Sungsia, Chuna Gensiate, Dogina, Chandra Yime Dimbacher to do Lansan Jan Mado, Mama Dimbacher, Dawazia, Devaru, Jenden Dongure.
So if you are going to recite the following two verses, then which is also the verse for the verses for invitation, then first you should sort of invite them. They remain above, they don't absorb immediately, and then we actually recite these verses of invitation, and at the end then they absorb.
Saju Punso Dilen Junet to Sunchidang. Punso Dilen Junet to Sunchi, Saju Lama Yedans, Punso Dilen Junet Siade, Maransola Punsun Soba, Deva, Leba. Kang Yubebe, Johnson, Junkun, to Sunji Lama Yedan Sanji Johnson in Zang, Punso Dilan Junet to Sunji, Saju Lama Anjori. Lama Senior Kazan Sheva Najan, Punso Delebe Lama, Kunji Jababo, Zawa with Inza, Punso, Maranso Duje, where Punsun Soba, Devata, Lebata, Yava, Kang Yabati, where Johnson, Zawa Lama Inza, Saju Lama, Punso Dilan Junet to Sunji, Saju Lama.
And so in the first verse, one is calling one's the root and lineage gurus and whole assembly, that you, the source of most auspicious the virtues, most auspicious happy virtues, most auspicious happiness and the virtues. So that means of the past, present, future by the power of the. So that means that we are asking, or we're calling all the root and lineage gurus and all the other manifestations, which is who are actually the very source of, who are the very source of all the goodness, all the merits, and all the goodness, all the true happiness, all the true happiness and all the virtues, qualities, and all the merit. The true source of all that is the root and the lineage gurus of three times, of the past, present, future. The gurus and Buddhas of the past, and past, present, future are the very source of happiness and goodness and for all. And also the yidams, the deities. Dharma and Sangha.
Bao kan chu ju sun zo ji bao ka san bei ni ju ji go go ja ba na chu ju xin ge rang jiang de yo da tian jian zhang wu de,其他bao ka zhuo chu ju sun ma yin ju ge de gun jiao shi.
And then the Dakadakinis and the protectors of the Dharma, actually they are all in different manifestations, as it was explained before, but in nature they are all like enlightened beings, and like they are like the Sangha. They represent the Sangha. So we are asking them all, or the root lineage gurus and other various manifestations, forms of the Buddha, we are asking them we are inviting them, asking them to come and to our place, and to asking them to come and to abide, to stay. So, and then next verse said, although all things, both arising and passing, are inherently void of true existence, so here we are sort of, when we are saying that, actually we are referring to the essential body of the Buddha. The essential Dharma body of the Buddha, the cessation that Buddha has attained, and its ultimate void nature, void nature, it has no coming and going. It does not need to come from it. It doesn't come from anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. There's no, because it pervades. It pervades all existence without exception. So there is no coming and going from anywhere. We can't invite it from anywhere. It's void and empty in its nature. And also the wisdom body, the Buddha's the omniscient mind, the wisdom body, it also pervades all existence. So it does not need to come with effort from somewhere, from distant, from any place.
And in the
same way, the illusory body, the subtle body of form body of the Buddha, illusory body, is something which is one with the Buddha mind. So, like the Buddha mind pervades all existence, the illusory body of the Buddha also pervades everywhere. So, that doesn't need to be invited, doesn't need to come from anywhere. In the same way, the Buddha's manifest body, like for example the form of Buddha Shakyamuni, there's also no coming and going, and it spontaneously, such manifest body like Shakyamuni, spontaneously arise and disappear according to the needs of the sentient beings. Out of the ultimate, the body of the Buddha, it arises and it disappears, like so according to the need of the sentient beings, according to the capacity of their karma. So, depending to the ground of the karma of the sentient beings, they appear, they disappear, but it is and show all the deeds of the Buddhas, like taking birth as a prince, then leaving the kingdom, then teaching the Dharma, then passing away. And all these is, in fact, it is all a spontaneous like a manifestation or spontaneously rising aspect or appearance and the deeds of the Buddha, which is without any effort, free of effort and intention, just appears that way according to the needs of the sentient beings, according to their perception of the sentient beings. But in reality, it does not need to come from anywhere, to go anywhere, so we can't invite it.
Today, the Lama Chopa so Chile Chile Pan Rucha Kunjo Song Be Yodio Mareti Maranso Dujanaga Sambatan Tuni and the Pechon the two Nara Nansjene. Sure. So not so Duja Samba Chijendo. So
in short, the triple gem in its ultimate level does not we can't invite them from anywhere. It does not need to be invited from anywhere, from any particular abode or anything like that. However, for compassion with Buddha, themselves just inform. So come forth together with your entourage. But then out of the compassion, out of your great compassion, and for the another just
Chicken turns at the Chi Yusha Gong and the Tibet member, Zabakarina sitting a Sabaton temple, Meme, Hindu Yugun and Zeju, Panjeju in a Sanje, Johnson, Bao, Kandu Chusu, Rita, Rida, and Chatan Rida in Chen, Kayan, Bed number 10, Jushajum, Juyo in Zan, Chian Chavet, Chile, Jango, Makuchi, or Chian Charangarans and the Tat and Red Dubala, Lamaida, Sanje Johnson, Bao, Tidibe, Payon Richard Sanchana, Tidicola.
So therefore, Buddhas appear in various forms according to the needs of the sentient beings, according to the karma of the sentient beings. They appear in various forms from anywhere at any time. So therefore, like we wish the Buddhas appear and come in front of me and appear in front of me as a field of my merit, and as an object of my merit, and as object of my devotion, wish wish the Buddha to appear in and to come and appear in front of me. So that's what we are asking. So, for need of for my need, for the benefit or for the sake of my accumulation of merit and devotion, then I ask to all the assemblies, the Gurus and Buddhas, to appear right in front of me.
Sandoyala, da so da Vajenge, Penande Yongachiran to Sanjay Zevala. Degadu Shayuna, Tenagunda Shayun, Chunuka, and the Vesuni Shayungri. Chuyu Sala. So Chumu Sal Sebu, Chutama Yusal Sebu, Chunyogach and Let Selamase, Zagazimugibe Sevat Lenders, and Rich Shagri.
So it's like in the night when moon rises in the sky, then it reflects. The moon reflects in all the water on the ground, in lakes, in river, in ponds, even in the dew on the tip of grass. There is a reflection of the moon. But where the water is very clean and very pure and where still, the reflection appears very clearly, very distinct, and very distinct and clear. Where it is, where water is agitated, muddy, or where it is agitated and not clean, accordingly, the reflection of the moon is also agitated, not clear, blurred.
토바 가바 토바 사와님의 산제게 제발 토바 짠 매버 폐여 삼바진다 미버제야라 초주 신한 란잠의 산제 장신주 단다 공배 라마 쳬베 초신 나시 내가 나지 고래 되는데 나카 강화제 전중 삼바 이제 좀 티버제 차신 진제 전용 랑의 너데 당 고르보다 보드 세도 담아발라 사바레오라 에헤야 헤제 고르 라마제 베다 산제제라
Ladu. And so in the same way, if our mind and our the devotion, if it is pure and is not agitated and it is stable and unagitated and very pure and sincere, then the actual reflection of the Buddha and the appearance of the Buddha, the blessing of the Buddha would sort of appear, or we receive it very clearly. If one's mind is completely free from all obstacles, the karmic obstacle, we actually have even the possibility to see a real magnificent form of a Buddha. But even if we have not that possibility, if one's mind is free from the agitations, and if one generates real proper motivation, devotion, then still the blessing of the Buddha and the reflection of the Buddha then appears very clearly, and we will benefit very much from it. So therefore. So therefore, it is very important when we practice such meditation. The state of mind is very important. The proper motivation and the sincere devotion towards the Triple Gem, that is the most important thing. And so, out of such pure state of mind, then we are inviting the Buddha to come in front of us, and then we should visualize that, like Holiness explained before, that whole set of the assemblies come from everywhere, from all directions, and they are absorbed into each of the deities. And while we meditate like that, we should recite the mantra Om Guru Buddha Bodhisattva Dharma Parivara E Hai Hi.
차상지 차상전 지를 초신 라마레 올레레 이랑레 올레레 초고네 자체버레 초고 초신 강가로 추중송 된다 여체용을 차상레고. So
they are invited from everywhere like rainbows from all directions, and then when we say za hum bam hotam, so za, at that moment a whole set of sort of assembly comes right above each of the deity, each of the members of the assembly.
Hum is madim.
And when we say hum, then at that moment all that the invited, the Buddhas, the whole assembly is absorbed in each gurus and deities there. And when we say bam, that moment they fully integrate what is absorbed, and the base, the forms of the guru and so on, they are fully integrated. And with the whole, then they merge completely in blissfully merge, blissfully sort of united, not like forcing one into another one, sort of unwillingly sort of integrating, but out of great bliss, out of great joy, they merge into one and it's stabilized, become non-separable, inseparable.
That's the social Gonjaba de Joseph Maluba, Jamne, Gundu, Dematova, Janet, Mugoke, de la Masson, Medeke, Jamne, you do the Chis, some better, Luta, Better,
So now each of these the forms of the Buddha, the Gurus in front of us, they become a complete embodiment of all the Buddhas and for all the object of refuge. So we should, from the depth of our heart, from the depth of our mind, we should fully decide that these manifestations there are the complete embodiment of all the Buddhas. So 5 minutes break.
That Jinjin is over it. In a Jinjin Gola, better Chixian Matundi Samari. Yan Chu Xie Yung do Kung Xie Wari, Chu Kura Yung Sa Kung. Tenema Yung is a Saja do Chans and Machin Kung, Kung to Sat Xie. That did Lamzi Kasin Xie Tarimba.
So His Holiness said that actually when teaching of Dharma is given, it's very important always to explain the origin of the teaching of Dharma. That's very important. His Holiness has actually given a brief, like the origin of the teaching in the last few days.
Then Kung Long Jever, Long de la Denibe, Susu Karikadola, Januga Longbe, Sanjega Somba, Benditasuga Somba do Hemebe, Chu Kundu Sunanesu, Long there is a jungle, didn't Kazande, Shinya Tensu, Shinya Betango Bejan, Lamagola Luce, Luigi Chingo Goya, to Kongolo Kong de already, the jungle there, the Potichi, down to Gumendo, Shevan to Shoy.
And also, the quotations are also very scriptural sources. Quotations are very important also in the important support in the teaching. Usually must give also quotations and scripture sources and scripture sources which to support the teaching and to also to give more clarity in the teaching and to prove the validity of the teaching. Scripture sources from the great teachings of the Buddha, from sutras and the tantras and so on. So for example, there are lots of, in this great commentary, there are lots of quotations on the practice of Guru Yoga and Guru devotion, also on the practice of visualization of the field of merit and so on. But there are many very important quotations from sutras and tantras, but there isn't time to go through all those quotations. So therefore, His Holiness is now explaining to us the main point of the teaching. And so in addition to the origin of the teaching and the scripture sources, the reasoning also must usually, in the teaching of Dharma, in the proper way of teaching Dharma, perfect reasoning, or right reasoning also must be given.
Nego shira shene gondugi. Shene goe kotugumendu. Ine tagikusung naja dela suzuji shevare. Yanda ba kugumare di asandwa che yungure. Jonu de kechimu inza samni chi shwa indusre.
So the reasonings is very important to clarify the points, but that also takes very much time we go into very much reasonings that it takes time, and also if one has not a good ground of the Dharma, of the teaching, then many reasonings and so on can also complicate or cause more confusions in the mind. So for the moment, His Holiness put those aside and gave explanation of the actual this practice of the Guru Puja.
On the Purgi Bishop Tabatsala Sheduni, or Sabudachi, Monajan Kalakatsi Masheva, showing a letter in Yangan the Kavayori. When
a teaching is given to like audience, to a group of very qualified like teachers or like students like in the monasteries, then the guru must teach it in rather profound and also with much precision and profundity, and also with the reasonings and the scripture sources. Otherwise, in the audience there are a lot whose understanding and whose knowledge is sometimes higher than the guru. Especially those who have gone through extensive studies of the Dharma, of the great treatises, Prajnaparamita, and the logic and pramana and so on. So unless teaching is given really very precisely with really support of right reasonings and right sources and so on, it's difficult to satisfy them. Even if one sort of one teaches with pride of being a great siddha, but it would not really give a full satisfaction and contentment in their mind. Even if one sort of shows great powers and show oneself as some very extraordinary being, but if the teaching quality of the teaching is poor, or it's not lacking the perfect reasonings and the correctness and the positions and so on, even if whatever one claims, the qualified disciples would not get the satisfaction and contentment of the mind. And even if the teacher praises his teaching so much, this is such a profound teaching, so highly powerful, and through such teaching one can attain enlightenment in 3 days or 4 days, unless it's really proved with the right reasonings and with the really with the correct sources and reasonings, intelligent or qualified students will not be satisfied, cannot be cheated. So this, unless a real, like a correct source or the origin of the teaching or the proof of validity of the teaching is given, a qualified student or a disciple will not be satisfied. And also it's not enough just to say this teaching Dharma is taught by Buddha.
Jaga Pentaka Shen, the German losing a Pentaka Song Kawayori. Tutoka Gun, Toba Chigura, Pentaka Shen, German Vajigori, take away your story or the theory, young.
So even if Buddha has, even if it's something like taught by Buddha, but still that is not enough. An intelligent disciple, a qualified disciple, would still would ask if it has been practiced by practiced and has achieved realizations experience by the great masters, and if it is also like if it is approved completely by the great pandits. So the reliable sources, so until one is fully satisfied with the reliable sources, what sort of master has taught, what sort of master the Siddhas has practiced it, what sort of translators or qualified translators or masters brought the teaching, all those must real reliable sources must be given precisely.
Lama Susan Namta, the Indian, the Zevers, Zeva Namta Chida, put in New York, the Zigazo, Lamriga Lama Sugan Zeva, not and the Kunde Chumor, Chun de Shure, Guru de Jever, Toban de Jumor is said, where put in Niza, Georgia not I thought you, Emerson, you, or to see in Shenwari.
So, therefore, we need to know the lineage gurus, and also in the meditation. In visualization, we visualize the lineage gurus, unbroken line from the fully enlightened Buddha until up to oneself, up to one's guru, all the lineage gurus. And we also need to know the lives of those masters. Usually the lives of those masters must be taught in the teaching too. And how they have practiced the method, and what kind of realization they have gained from those practices on all the lives of the masters. For example, there are two great volumes on the lives of the lineage gurus, the masters of the Lamrim teaching. There are many, the lives of many great masters of India and Tibet are contained in those two volumes. There's Atisha's life, quite long, and then many other masters. So there is a need to know the lives of the great masters of the lineage gurus.
Da Kachin Kuranga Zumba in Zakachin Gubazone, Kachin Zeba Nata Karime, Kuranga Namtayo. Tene Majene, and Lama Rimet and the Pena, Lama Zebanata, Peshamin Kacho, Tacho, Talila, Mitsu, Peminton, Chigi Anju, Delegates, Shayachi, choosing it to Conte, the church, and Tsini singing, Tsini Takan going, but so we can go on to Guyo Mare. Chuyagochi man, race is a Lingio Mare.
So so in those two volumes of the lives of the great master, that contains all the lineage gurus up to Yeshe Gyaltsen, up to Kachin Yeshe Gyaltsen, who has actually put those lives of the master together, compiled those the lives in those two volumes, and then after him there are still the life of Kachin Yeshe Gyaltsen, he was a great master himself, and then still his disciples and so on. There are the lives by the biography of all those masters, and usually they are taught in the teaching of Lamrim and so on. If one has made an extensive study of the Dharma, And for example, the method of through the method of the dialectic studies or the debate and so on, these are very helpful to enrich one's understanding of the Dharma and to gain a real complete understanding of the profound and the vast aspects of the teaching of Dharma. And if we have gained such an understanding, we can never be fooled by anybody just with false methods and false teachings and so on, because then one has gained the ability to analyze the teaching, whether if it is a valid teaching or if it's a valid method or not. One has gained the ability to analyze and to judge. So actually, if one has made a good study, extensive study of the Dharma through this method, skillful method of dialectics and so on, then one gains kind of one's head will become quite hard, not very sort of easily be fooled. So a little bit of stubbornness would develop in the mind, in the head. So this is important. It is necessary to understand Dharma correctly and to be on the right way, on the right path. So therefore, to propagate the teaching of the Dharma and to continue the pure teaching of Dharma, the study of dialectic, study of this particular method of studying the Dharma, with pramana, with logic and so on, is very important, especially for the propagation of the teaching of Dharma. Preservation of a pure teaching of Dharma is very important. Therefore, His Holiness Dalai Lama also in India has made it given a special importance and given much emphasis on preserving and continuing this particular way of study of the Dharma. So in the three great monasteries, like in Ganden, Saradepung, in South India, where they are now established there, the young students, they are trained in this method. And actually those young monks, those little monks, are making very good, improving very well and making good progress in their study of the Dharma. So in Tibet, in fact, in the past there were many great monasteries where this method was practiced. Now in India, principally they are in those three great monasteries where this is still being studied. So in each of those three great principal monasteries, there were two main colleges. So now in those colleges, after their rehabilitation in India, in some about 200 or in some a little more than 100 young aspirants who are admitted. There are many little ones too, and they are slowly making good progress in their studies of the Dharma. So actually they study very hard, and they have to spend the time, the day, memorizing, debating, taking classes, and contemplating on on the meanings and so on. So they don't have very much sleep in the night. They go to bed very late.
Shuke chuzi zhubhe gangni pa achene, yang ya so so na chakchu su la lo jung zhe ne, lo chen chenye jigo ma re, manggu lo go re,
and all the days begin very early for those students, and they go through lots of studies, not only the dialectic but many other aspects too.
Ane gihen suge, koto nimi ko ni jo je dewa inzang, gonda chi song re, mabu zi nye ju go nu ma, tobe ni jo shogu du, lo zha shen da yin, chi su guba zeli nye ge yo re, anzu zha chu su nye ju me ba se, gihen suge si ge yo re de, te nye de na, zuba zi sa sa cha yo ma re, ni jo je ne je, du ri ma je rang je re.
So in a way, of course, they need actually enough sleep and so on, which is important. But again, everyone realizes, the teachers also realize that. But again, unless they sacrifice some of those, then again, there isn't enough time to make all the studies and all the practices and studies.
Pama Binja no, Pam Kange Yo Inza, Sola Kange Yumarwati, Tande Ledu Kake, Mabaja, Vetu Lisha Inza, Sola Kange Yo Inza, and Sama Shede Teru Jinda Jurusin, Amjo Tabuji Mazu Kame to Junior Mado, Kalikachi.
So, for example, in Tibet, the monasteries are well supported by the people and also the individual monks, the young students and so on. They are supported by benefactors, supported by their own families, and so on. So they don't have so much problem for their living, although their life is quite simple, but they don't face much problems in their living. But now in India, the situation is different. So they, in one way, they have to study in order to preserve and continue and the dharma. They have to make lots of studies. At the same time, they also must work on the field for their living and so on. So because of that, then they also the great request and appeal is made always here and there for donations and bothering people always to become benefactors, to become sponsors, and this and that, because there is a difficulty there. On that side. So however, thanks to the help of the people, sympathetic people from outside, and also among the Tibetans, they have difficulties of their own, but still they try to help and support the monasteries and the monasteries as much as they can. So thanks to all these help and the support of everybody, so far the condition is not too bad. So sometimes then also the people responsible, or like the administrators, in different monasteries, sometimes they also make mistakes. Sometimes they spend the energy and in the wrong ways, instead of using it in the proper way. This also sometimes happens. So they, for example, sometimes they spend a lot of money and a lot of effort on building temples, for example. Of course, temples are necessary in some way, because the monks must gather in a place for prayers and so on. So a shelter, a temple is necessary. But sometimes some people spend a little bit too much on the temples and so on, or they have some other difficulties. And so like this, there are different ways of doing things. Some seem to be correct, some seem to be not completely correct, depending on the people who are responsible. So, however, this is since there are still many young students who are being trained in a proper way, and they are making good progress in their studies, so there is a still great hope that the Dharma will continue, the pure teaching and the lineage of the Dharma will continue still for some time. And so this is like a great source of hope and encouragement. And so when someone is trained in a proper way and go through extensive studies of the Dharma, then they become really their understanding and their confidence and their understanding in the Dharma becomes very stable, very profound, unchangeable, unshakable, which cannot be influenced by here and there, and cannot be sort of changed or shaken by just anybody, and cannot be fooled, cannot be misguided because of their very profound, very stable understanding of the Dharma has been established in their mind. So this is so therefore, what His Holiness want to say is that study of the Dharma, extensive study of the Dharma, is very necessary and very beneficial for us in order to learn and practice Dharma in a correct way, without being carried away here and there by the wrong guides or the wrong guides or the wrong methods.
So when you practice Dharma, learn Dharma, one must use our power of analysis to analyze if it's true or not, if it is beneficial or not, if it's right or not. One must analyze. Even when His Holiness will give these teachings of Dharma, but you still must analyze if this is if it's true or not, if it is if it makes sense or not. One must analyze. One must analyze every teaching of the Dharma we receive. So
it's all said. So therefore, so those teachings, those precious teachings, the profound teachings that we have come in contact, that we have encountered, is something which has been carried down, transmitted through so many great masters so through oral transmissions from one master to another, and this way it came till now. But nowadays there are many ways of ways of transmissions of the Dharma, such as transmissions of the Dharma from tape recorders, where one does not need any really guru, one does not need to practice any guru devotions, one can simply switch on a machine and you can receive teachings of Dharma. Of course, this is still a method, it's a modern method. So you can, of course, the message, the word message will be carried or transmitted, but His Holiness doesn't think, or he doesn't know whether a machine can also transmit the transmissions of the blessings and the continuity of the blessings of the Guru. That is difficult to say. And so therefore, these profound teachings of Dharma is not something one can just easily grasp like that, just with power of one's if one has received the teaching once from the Guru, then to remind us that teaching, to sort of help us to remember that those teachings, then one can to listen to those. That is it's a good contributory cause. However, there is also sometimes disadvantage, because when a teaching like very secret teachings of the Dharma, like a Tantra, when it's recorded in tape, then sometimes it goes like that from hand to hand in the wrong hands, and thus breaking the vows of the Tantra. That can also be possible. So we must be careful about using these different methods. This one. So therefore, however, His Holiness, the teachings like now, these teachings, he usually permits the people to record in the tapes and so on, because otherwise you may think maybe why is that, or maybe there's something wrong in what he teaches, or there's something which is not true in the teachings, or something like that. So maybe some doubts or some wrong doubts may produce. That's why he thought it's better to let the students to tape whatever necessary for their benefit. So His Holiness said, except for the secret like teachings of the Tantra and like their practices, personal practices, usually then he permits to permit the students to record the teaching and to also play it to anybody. It's all right if there comes somebody who criticizes in the teaching, or who thinks something is what he said, there was something wrong or something which is not true. If it is whoever it is, a great scholar, a great geshe, or whoever, then they should come to His Holiness, to Rinpoche, and then they will have a discussion. But usually when like a tantric teachings are given, when the secret teachings of the Tantra is given, then like in Tibet, sometimes even the only those disciples who are sort of prepared for that are allowed, and then the doors of the temples of the place are also closed, and nobody, let alone to sit in there, but even cannot come around or cannot even sort of look in. And also the actual devotion and the confidence in the teaching of the Dharma, in the Guru, is not something which can be easily sort of judged from outside. Although from outside, one may be very respectful and sort of very devoted, but very respectful, but it's not really a sign that there is really the faith and devotion and confidence inside, in the mind. It happens in Tibet also. There are some disciples who, in front of the Guru, very respectful, so humble, so respectful, and so sort of enthusiastic, so respectful, and take teachings like this, and go somewhere else, then says to some other Lama that Lama is teaching like this, he's saying this and that, and cause gossip, gossiping and slander and all these kind of things, and backbiting the Lamas, or like that, and causing slander or gossip is right, sort of gossip between the Lamas and so on. There are some disciples like that. As there is a saying, a bad disciple or a wrong disciple then cause trouble among the Lamas, and unfaithful servant cause trouble in his masters. That is a saying. Usually, there is a saying. So, like that, an unfaithful disciple or a wrong disciple can cause troubles among the Lamas. So therefore, when you practice Dharma, when you take a method and practice it, first you should analyze very carefully about the nature of that teaching, nature of that method, about the source of it, origin of it, and how it has been practiced by others, and what kind of results of or realization they have achieved. On all those aspects of the teaching, one must analyze carefully, and when one is fully satisfied with the teaching, with the master, with the origin and everything, then one accept it and put it into practice, and sincerely put it into practice. Otherwise, if one just follows here and there, goes here and there, and just take anything, whatever one is found, then it can, instead of helping us, can waste all our life in spend our lives without any aim, without any achieving any goal, and cause more and more confusions. And so that would be very unfortunate. For example, when you go for shopping to buy some food or some clothing, you don't just go and in the shop and buy anything what comes in your hand first. First you look at the qualities, the price, the qualities, the material, everything, the company, the mark, everything, and very carefully, and then you give your money and you take it. And actually, even if we have made some mistake, it's not a very big mistake. It's food or clothing. It is something which will last maybe few weeks or days or some months. It's not more than that, but still we are so careful of finding the right one.
수수 년에지라 최대하고 마지막에 치달로와 저거 생애 건갈리시 임버렸음 수수가 선지서가 시주는 되게 나와도 그러지 공제되다 더만더 공제 강아지가 있네 근데 갈래져 버려라 제가 좀 펜칠라네 배하로 그때도 풍부야지 자산 수수지야 최들다 다시 제고 전쟁에도 쓰래.
But if we are not careful in searching a path, a spiritual path, or a method for liberation, then and just take anything, whatever you find, and just follow one's attraction, excitement, and this kind of attitude. Then, if we find a wrong method or a wrong practice, a wrong method, or not a valid method, then not only we waste the whole life, very much of our time and energy, but also then our future will be very doubtful and very unfortunate.
ko debo mendo sa nga ta gong debo mendo nga chue de gar je song yin che re ge mendo she ro sa cho gar gong che wa ma omo ta re so has ta ba le song sa ane ta tan debo mendo sa a de dan thu gu de che.
So that if we are not careful, then it's one sort of face problems, like Rinpoche has explained. There somebody came, he met in Europe or something like that, or who came even to India, who was complaining about some trouble, some problem, and with some practice, and he asked for the practice, and he said it's Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha, and all around him, and so when someone just takes or practice something which is not completely correct, which is not has no real any meaning, just like just a fanciful creation like that, then instead of bringing a good result, then one will end up with confusion and maybe sometimes even damage to one's body and mind. So one must be careful. But that's a little mistake. It's not a big one.
ko na ge do sa da be zang ne de bu men do be nga shin ni shi to ge men do zha ne zha ge men do men jie ren du ge pen ge men do che tao de sa ga na ge do che ba ne a li o de song da.
And but that person's problem is not so big, but he met still other people in the West who have more serious problems. For example, in Italy, in Tsongkhapa Instituto, there he met a person who was complaining from some really serious problem, that he was saying that is really suffering very badly. He can't die, but to live is also great suffering, because he has the suffering inside, physically and mentally, some problem. He was not one of the Dharma student who didn't come there for the teaching. And he said that his problem cannot be solved by the doctors, because it is a spiritual problem. It is a problem which is a sort of a result of some practice of meditation. So because then he asked what kind of practice, meditation he was doing, then he said, everything down here is all done, is all complete. And here is also complete, everything went well. But now it's reached here. And there is now the problem started there. Now you can't deal anymore, deal with this anymore. The problem is so much and it's going, things are going awkward there. So His Holiness first thought maybe it is like people who practice 6 practices of Naropa, practice in Kagyu and Guru tradition. There are the 6 practices of Naropa, and there are different exercises, and when with breathing and so on. If someone if someone does it in wrong way, then it causes discomfort and trouble in different places of the body and so on. First he thought maybe it's something like that. So he asked what kind of teaching he has received, from whom he has received this method. And then he said he received it from some Indian master. So first Rinpoche thought maybe it is he received some proper teachings from some tantric methods, or Indian tantric, Hindu tantric method or something like that. And he asked who taught you this method. And he said his master was a sadhu, a sort of yogi.
Sadhu tele yonde chimbo yore bache yonde yore chutonde do chinju ma chu chuchilu ton tige yore sa.
Chutonde lol.
Kula me yonde do chinju yore sa.
Lolis.
Chunal ma chu chuchilu ton yore sa.
Lolis.
There's ko sadhu chu ya wo yo marwa. Zatu sana jigdo neba mamu su sha.
And he said that the sadhu, this is a very wonderful master, because he drinks water, and when he drinking water, then put a little piece of pebble in the water, and that he drinks, and that is enough. So that was the quality, like which he praises of his master. However, it was anyway some kind of sadhu who gave the method to him. Then it is difficult for Rinpoche to fix something, to sort out his problem, because it is something which is caused from some kind of method or some kind of special practice, whatever, and which is difficult for Rinpoche to fix it again without knowing how it has started and what was the actual cause of it. And so he suggests to go to go to his master, the guru, or to somebody who knows about this method and who is actually capable of sorting out this problem. Lawless. No. Then one time when His Holiness, when he was in France, then somebody came, a fat guy came. And he said that when he meditates, when that fellow, when he meditated, then always somebody comes, something comes to him, and when this whatever it is, when it sort of falls, sort of attacks, falls on him, then he has to wrestle a lot. He has to struggle and fight with that thing a lot.
Then go to Garaja Sadu Juma, let you go at your woman don't something at your watch that you could lay you do. She would say, Lamsan Zingu Yeti, Tamakungama named they do.
And but it now comes more and more frequently. Sometimes when he's not meditating, so in the sort of resting like that, sometimes this thing comes and immediately attacks him, and then he immediately fights back, and but most of the time he loses.
And you might not tell Chimba is answered the say you should log on the Chuzo Sosa, Lagoyasho. Data la Shina give child Bagon Chimbut in the Jessa Yori. Could they Shina sing the Bang Jibu, the Shinji or the Deva Insa? They tell in my own some Trishi Yagachi one to Kole, Takuyun do San Chamba, Legion, Tainanga Shina sing labor, Sume, London, the Rinkorabe Monet, and I was said I go some. Shaving Chicago on the Seven, Domudanga Kera Kendrick, Junti, Yonzo, Sunkunga, Dubuche, Nen, but Tonche will Sujung Tanga, Touch Jero Chisa.
So then he said one day that they were living in a church or something, which is on the mountain, and behind there is a little meadow with a forest. And he told him that one day he was just sitting, sort of meditating on that meadow above the house, and then he saw something is moving from the forest. Something is moving, and he knew it immediately, intuitively. He knew that this thing is coming. So that day he waited with the real good preparation, and with sort of fully determined to defeat and bring an end to whatever that is, and then he was just fully ready to challenge. Then that thing again came, fell on him. He fought and for a long time wrestled, and at the beginning he was sort of winning, but then towards the end he was again defeated, completely defeated, and was completely knocked out.
Tanya could never ingress and never in the Junction Pengu. Junjilla would is a church, Nongbechi, Mesa.
So then he asked for Rinpoche for some help so that he can come over this force, this negative force, and then Rinpoche thought maybe this is some kind of interference. So maybe a refuge or some practice of refuge, which is very beneficial. In such case, he thought maybe this would be helpful. So he asked if he was a practitioner of Dharma. He was a practitioner of Dharma. And we said, and then the man said he is not a practitioner of Dharma. He is not particularly sort of deeply enthusiastic about practice of Dharma, and he said then Rinpoche told then in that case he can't help very much, because what he teaches, what he gives to the people, it is the practice of Dharma, or teaching of Dharma, and practice of Dharma could help in that way. And if he isn't so interested in there, then the best thing is to go to wherever he received that method, or whoever has taught that meditation to him.
So these are
Rinpoche's explaining these events to you, which Rinpoche has had sort of a direct experience with those people, is to warn you that when you practice Dharma, when you wish to do some practice, some spiritual method, then one must be very careful to find the right master and right method and so on. If one just follows any method, then sometimes instead of receiving benefit and help, it causes more confusion and more problems, which is unnecessary.
안도 벽에 잡아 천년 요살에 있는 계신 순대 있는 배 천년 야고 신으로 천년 야고 만신으로 건강을 되게 소불은 거 코드사야 말이.
So usually, if wherever if one has a real good extensive understanding of the Dharma and made a real extensive study of the Dharma, then this kind of danger would not arise. The problem would not arise.
별에 ngaran서 전토를 지치고 소매 되게 시시고다. 안서 전토랑 하바 지부지 용네. 하바 레저진 민트 지부요 민트 세부. 지부지게 암졸 도농다. 마셔 제철 마부지네마 다지요. 지부 시부지 용네 조실이야. 친구버 잡으면 살이야. 너네 아니 고자 지부지네 메틀지 온 주셔다 제 지천 사진이 고야부 종어래.
So in Tibet also, Rinpoche, it's one more experience in Tibet that one time a yogi came and who was very sort of powerful looking, with you're like very completely in yogi outfit, and with the special rings in the ears, with a very high knot of the long hair tied on the head, and with all the with various ornaments hanging here and there, and such a very impressive looking yogi came, and he roamed around in the village, from village to village, and always sort of avoiding the lamas, but always going around from village to village and giving some initiation, some blessings to the peasant, to the people, the farmers.
장통적으로 강의 제적으로 민설적으로 선에고 된데 러브네 되네 저거 농주소요 좀 뒤에 리베 내주베 메자와네 지야메스베 강의 제적으로 세야도 되네 다가 나제 처지 소자 세버자스 되네 송샤요스 전다 마신베 전다 하마고 송 하고 송래 되네 농다던 그 되제 전부 중얼이.
And so that is in Tsang, in the west of Tibet. So he lived in that valley and became very popular. A lot of disciples, even some important people, officials like that, all went to him and received initiations and teachings. And he was always teaching. He's a great tantric, great tantrika, who great practitioner of a tantra. And he sort of taught everyone the practice of the Tantra, and he told those who, the practitioners, the monks, the lamas, who observe many rules and so on, they are very low type practice of Dharma. They are the Shravakas, and very low level practitioner of Tantra, but some person who has a high realization of the Tantra can do anything, and so can drink, and can have all kinds of relations with women and so on, and then also to also to kill sentient beings or like this. All these can be completely sort of overcome by one's great practice of the Tantra. And he was quoting the words from the Tantra, some words which some phrases which says, a person who has realized the suchness, there's nothing which he cannot do. There are words like that in the Tantra which has a specific meaning, cannot be just so literally taken in a simple way like that. He was quoting those and misinterpreting those, and then became very popular, very, very popular and famous. And then became very popular, and a lot of people went to see, and he even didn't see them personally. There's a little window, and so he looked out from there and then gave blessing to the people gathered below under his place, and giving blessings and so on like this. For some time, it became very popular.
And
then nearby, not far from there is a little monastery where the monks were studying, and studying very well, and also they were practicing the dialectics and so on. And so he was giving these teachings of his own, and telling people there's no need to recite the prayers, like Guru prayers, like Mimi Tsevetechin Cherasi and this prayer, Guru prayer. There's no need to recite all those.
And so then after he has been because there is the little monastery there with a few monks who are studying the Dharma extensively with in the right way. Then after they sort of by their being there, they couldn't anymore. He couldn't anymore after stay any longer in that place, and he had to leave. And then he went to how do you say he brought a court case. He sued. He went to the government and sued that about these monks. He told them that he has been kicked out by these monks up there. And then the monks were also very intelligent, and they went through many they read many scriptures, and then in one of the great prophecy of Guru Padmasambhava, in the Guru Padmasambhava's prophecy, there is some part where it says, in the valley of the Shang, that is the person, there will be in the future there will be a great like a manifestation of how do you say, like a manifestation of demons, and would lead so many sentient beings in the sufferings in the wrong way, which leads to the suffering. There was a prophecy of the Guru Padmasambhava. They had to bring that also with them. So what we must know is that when we practice Dharma or practice any method, one must first analyze it, the nature, the source, and the validity of the teaching, and then put into practice. When we are searching for some material thing, we usually analyze very much. So although it is for a temporary purpose, for a temporary use, but still we are so concerned about its qualities and so on. So we must pay more attention and more analysis and attention when you search a path, for an ultimate path. bet chetalo del direct come lo me sheju ma chu shegri.
So in Tibet, like there sometimes come some false teachers or yogis like that sometimes coming and cheating the people, the villagers and so on. This happens from time to time, but they all, although they are giving us sort of false teachings and so on for their own benefit, but still they have many sources. They always have sources, some scriptural sources, some tantric sources. They are not completely cheap.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sobu sene gangshen ma shen ba ji ge chui she de ngen de be shetan do ka ba chin de tin do zhen chui ge ji me ba ji la chui be tab de le la bu de gong chol de so ne.
But here Rinpoche find that in the West there seem to be many more, a lot more of such the teachers and masters and like that, who even doesn't have any source whatever, just everything is sort of invented or created by themselves. There seem to be a lot of them wandering about. So it is most likely that if Rinpoche one day goes out and teach to some people that you must meditate yourself becoming in the form of a tiger, and you must meditate yourself as a leopard, because there's a very special, profound, some very meaning, some very explaining, some very sophisticated words and so on. Most likely he will find some disciples.
But
still, even if one meditates oneself being a tiger or a leopard, it wouldn't be so bad. It wouldn't be so harmful. Maybe one can never become a tiger anyway, and so it wouldn't be so bad. But if one teaches some methods with in a more subtle level, in dealing with the mind and with the energies in the body and so on, this can, if one does in a wrong way, can cause much greater damage or problems. If we meditate ourselves being a tiger, it's all right. It looks quite nice and sort of quite impressive, very powerful. But it wouldn't cause maybe it wouldn't cause any trouble inside. Of course, it would not help anything in the future.
That's all true. Yeah.
So that's all for this morning. Saji Buji Joji Medodam, Lirablin Jin in the Jam. Sanje Jindo Mide Bua Yen, Duganam Dajin, the Devara. Lam Guru Rana Mandala Kamiyadaya.